We're back with another Wave 18 video. This time we're looking at the Ferengi Shuttle Quarks treasure. And I kind of like that this one, being a shuttle and a tiny ship, comes with more upgrades than most other ships. It's up there on par with some of the Federation ships in terms of upgrades that came with it. But I look at it more as an expansion for the Ferengi faction in general than just this ship. But still kind of funny when you look at it. But we'll get right in and take a look. First off, we have our Ferengi dial here for the shuttle. Ferengi faction. Brand new ship type, so yeah, everything's new. There we have our Ferengi shuttle pod. Not a speedy ship, extremely slow, but at the same time extremely maneuverable. Has every one maneuver, every two maneuver, and that 3 forward. Most notably, these 1 and 2 white comebouts are definitely a sign of its extreme maneuverability. Then we have our named Quarks treasure. Ferengi faction. 2 attack, 2 agility, 2 hull, 2 shield. Surprisingly a high attack value for a shuttle, but who knows what they've acquired and added onto it to make it have that. You have 1 tech upgrade, 2 crew upgrades for 16 points. You have evasive and scan. And the named ability is you do not pay a faction penalty when assigning crew or tech upgrades to the ship. Do not place an auxiliary power token beside your ship when using docking or launching actions, which we'll get into when we talk about shuttles and their special rules. But definitely both of those are very nice abilities. The not paying faction penalties is, I'm sure, plays along with the Ferengi's ability to acquire new technology to put on board. We have our generic Ferengi shuttle. Use 1 shield and 1 crew slot for 14 points. For captains, we have Brunt. Captain scale of 4 for 3 points. When defending this round, during the modify attack dice step, you may force one opposing ship to re-roll one of its attack dice of your choice. You can field the Grand Nagus upgrade. If you use the action listed on it, you can, or you have to discard this card as well. So even though he doesn't have an elite talent slot, you can use the Grand Nagus elite talent, which is nice. But it costs you him if you ever use its ability. Next we have Quark. For all those of us who were too poor to afford the overpriced crew pack from Gen Con or DS9 that came with the crew, we get an option for him now. It's captain skill of 3, 1 elite talent for 2 points. As an action, discard all of your upgrades to target a ship at range 1 to 2. Target ship cannot attack your ship this round. You must discard at least 1 upgrade to use this action. You cannot attack or perform any free actions this round. Kind of an interesting upgrade, the fact that you have to discard all of your upgrades to prevent the attacks. Kind of rough for me. If you had some throwaway stuff on there, I guess, and a way to protect some stuff, maybe. Or if you only had 1 thing, possibly, but definitely not as good as the other Quark that came with DS9 or the Gen Con crew pack, but like I said, for those of us who didn't get those, at least we have an option to use them now. Next we have Zek. Captain skill of 2, 1 elite talent for 1 point. As an action, you can target a ship at range 1, disable 1 of your upgrades and 1 upgrade of your choice on the target ship. Card can only be purchased for a Ferengi ship. He's pretty nice in the fact that it doesn't specify their shields have to be down. So by disabling 1 of your own upgrades, you can also take out 1 on an opposing ship and maybe break up some of those cool combos that are out there. Not the best captain out there, but nice thing about Zek is he can be used as an admiral, which makes him quite a bit more useful. Getting that ability as a fleet action. He doesn't add anything to your captain, however, but you do still get the elite talent slot, and he's still only 1 point, which is nice. Then we have our generic Ferengi captain. Captain skill of 1 for 0 points. For our elite talents, we get Grand Nagus, 5 points. As an action, discard this card to target every friendly Ferengi ship within range 1 to 3. each ship may immediately perform an additional green maneuver. If you're playing in a faction pure environment or a pretty much large Ferengi fleet, this could be a game-changing card. I have expressed my distaste for high points cost discards in the past, but the ability to give pretty much your entire fleet an additional green maneuver can really change the situation of a game. With the low maneuverability of the Decora class ships that the Ferengis have, that extra maneuver can definitely get them into a position to do something that they might not otherwise be able to do. Next we have Smugglers for 5 points. As an action, target a ship at range 1 to 3. Discard this card and steal 1 tech or weapon upgrade from the target ship, even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions. If the Smuggler's upgrade is assigned to a Ferengi shuttle, the stolen upgrade is flipped face down and cannot be used by your ship. The shuttle may exchange the stolen upgrade with the docking ship. The docking ship may then flip the stolen upgrade face up and use it. This upgrade can only be purchased for a Ferengi captain on a Ferengi ship. Definitely a nice card. Put it on your Decora class ships so you can steal stuff and immediately use it, or like I said, on the shuttle you get to steal the stuff and fly it to one of your other ships and then equip it. The interesting combo there is if you use it on the shuttle, you can use this to steal the item on the shuttle, fly back to one of your other ships, which doesn't necessarily have to be a Ferengi ship, and then drop the item off and they can use it. That's definitely where I see this getting the most use, is using the Ferengi shuttle to smuggle these items and put them on a non-Ferengi ship. For crew upgrades, we have Odo. He's a independent for 5 points. During the planning phase, you may target a ship within range 1 to 3. Choose 1 crew upgrade on the target ship. If you do so, treat this card as an exact copy of the chosen upgrade until the end of the end phase, in which you use the ability. If the chosen upgrade's actions or ability requires it to be disabled or discarded, you must disable or discard this card in order to use it. Basically, he lets you copy anybody within range 3 of himself, which can be an extremely powerful ability depending on who's nearby. Not only can you copy your own ships, but you can copy your opponents as well. So definitely a lot of uses for him. He's a bit on the pricey side, but rightfully so considering what he's capable of. Next we have Nog for 3 points. When defending during the roll attack dice step, you may discard this card to force the attacking ship to roll -2 attack dice for that attack. Not the ability I would have expected for Nog. I would have figured he'd have some kind of technical bonus to boost up your ship rather than lower an opponent's. Still pretty thematic, but discarding him kind of sucks. He's kind of a hit or miss as he is. Next we have Rom. 3 points. As an action, repair 1 shield token. If this card is assigned to a Ferengi ship, you may repair up to 2 shield tokens instead of 1. Nice that he can repair stuff. Always good to have guys who can do that. If you're playing him on Ferengi ships, he can repair 2 for an action. Definitely nice. The downside is that he can only repair shields, where a lot of the other repair cards out there can do hull and shield. But you can never go wrong with a guy who can help repair your ships. For tech upgrades, we have Inversion Wave for 4 points. Instead of making a normal move, you may discard this card to place your ship anywhere in the playing area within range 1 to 3 of your current position. Remove all tokens except for critical hit tokens from beside your ship. Place an auxiliary power token beside your ship. You cannot attack on the round you use this ability. No ship can be equipped with more than 1 Inversion Wave. Kind of an interesting ability. Lets you pretty much teleport up to range 3 away from your current position in any direction. Extremely nice that there's no restrictions on here like there are on some of the other similar abilities on other upgrades for other factions, where you can't do it within a certain range of an enemy ship. This one you're limited in range to that range 3 as opposed to going anywhere where some of them allow you to do, so there's the trade-off there. But definitely gives you that option to put yourself behind somebody or outside their fire arc to protect yourself. Could be really useful on some of the larger Decora ships to really get out of harm's way if the situation arises. Also nice on the shuttle to use this ability to get yourself to a position where you could dock and start transferring off goods. Next we have cargo hold for 1 point. Add 2 upgrade slots, crew or tech, to your upgrade bar. These upgrades cannot have a cost greater than 4 points. Upgrade can only be purchased for a Ferengi ship, and no ship can have more than 1 cargo hold. Useful for the shuttle to be able to carry around more stuff. You're using 1 tech upgrade for it, but you can get 2 more to throw upgrades on there to drop them off on a bigger ship. Even more useful on a larger ship to add that extra crew slots or tech, depending on what you want to put on there, to really beef up one of the larger ships. For the rest of the expansion, we have our 2 shield tokens, have our evasive and scan token, the auxiliary power and critical token. We have reminder tokens for Brunt, Quark, and inversion wave there. We have our 2 disable tokens up there. And then our additional rules cards for our Admiral, along with the fleet action and the Admiral token, as well as the additional rules card for our shuttles. Shuttles are a newer type of craft to the game. They have their own additional rules card here. Shuttlecrafts are treated as normal ships with the following exceptions. Shuttlecrafts can only attack enemy ships at range 1 to 2. The shuttlecraft is either considered active in the play area or inactive docked on another ship. If through the use of an ability you are able to deploy a weapon upgrade to the shuttlecraft, you cannot deploy a weapon upgrade to that shuttlecraft with a cost of more than 3 SP, with the exception of antimatter mines. For each shuttlecraft assigned to your fleet, there must be 1 ship with a hull value of 4 or more, referred to as a capital ship. This one's been some question as whether you can use the same capital ship as a requirement to have a shuttle as well as a fighter, because fighters also have that same requirement. There's nothing that says you can't use the same ship to meet both requirements, but it's been up for debate. Docking a shuttlecraft. During the activation phase, a player may use the following action to dock his shuttlecraft with another ship with a hull value of 4 or more. As an action, you place the captain and all of the upgrades assigned to the shuttlecraft beneath the shuttlecraft ship card. Place them beside the docking ship's card. Remove your shuttlecraft from play area and place it on top of its ship card. All of the tokens that were beside the shuttlecraft are placed back in the supply. Place any auxiliary power tokens beside the docked ship. Player may only use the docking action after his shuttlecraft moves and its base overlaps a friendly ship's base, or after one of his ships moves and that ship's base overlaps a friendly shuttlecraft. Otherwise, the shuttlecraft's base overlaps or is overlapped by another ship. The shuttlecraft suffers 1 damage in addition to normal overlap rules, meaning that you can actually ram them, which is kind of fun. While a shuttlecraft is docked on another ship, it is considered to be inactive and the following rules apply. None of its cards, ship, captain, admiral upgrades, can be used for their text abilities or affected by enemy ships. Note that these cards are still considered to be out of the play area and not deployed onto the docking ship. Shuttlecraft is destroyed if the ship that it's docked on is destroyed. You may exchange cards from the shuttlecraft to the docking ship and vice versa by spending a docking ship's action to perform the following actions. As an action, remove a captain and or any number of upgrades from beneath your shuttlecraft ship card and assign them to the docked ship. Then remove a captain or any number of upgrades from the docking ship and place them beneath your shuttlecraft. Both ships must still have a captain, and all normal upgrade restrictions apply. You cannot switch cards that have an extra cost or can only be deployed to specific ships or types using this action. And then launching a shuttlecraft during the planning phase, your player may launch the shuttlecraft from a docking ship, places in the play area within range 1 of the docking ship. Then he separates the shuttlecraft cards from the docking ship cards and takes them out from beneath the shuttlecraft and basically lay them out as normal. He then chooses a maneuver for an action for his shuttlecraft. A shuttlecraft cannot be placed on top of another ship's base when launching. And that's pretty much it for him. The docking and launching rules are really the only real complicated thing. Once it's docked, you get that nice ability to transfer equipment back and forth between the shuttle and the ship it's on. Our mission for this one is Smugglers. It's a Federation versus Ferengi. And due to the namesake, you're basically trying to smuggle something past the Federation. And again, I'm so far behind on missions, I couldn't even count how many I haven't done yet, but always nice to have variety. The ship itself's kind of cool. It's tiny as it should be, but then again, scale-wise, it's about 3 or 4 times the size it should be. Not too terribly much detail. They've gone with this metallic gold copper look to it, which is kind of nice, but it clashes with the orange that all the other Ferengi ships are. They have this really nice Ferengi emblems on the little fins there. Can't get it to focus good enough to really make it out, but you can kind of see them there. There we have our base for Quark's treasure, 90-degree front arc. And our base for the generic Ferengi shuttle with the same. Overall, it's an interesting little ship. The shuttle rules make it a interesting way to bypass the 50-point limit in OP play on your larger ships, allowing you to stockpile some stuff on the shuttle and then transfer it over to one of your ships to exceed that limit. We've done a lot with the Federation shuttle when that came out. Like I said earlier in the video, overall I look at this more as an expansion to the Ferengi faction more than the ship itself. There's lots of stuff here that works really well with the existing Marauders that we have to make a very interesting fleet. Though the ship itself, you have to give it credit for the stat line that comes with it. It's honestly just as good as the Romulan Scout or Science ships, and it gets extra abilities on top of that. The only thing you have to watch out for is, unlike other ships, because it is a shuttle class, if you do run into another ship, be it a friendly or enemy ship, then you're going to be taking damage as well as the normal penalties. So it's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Watch that your enemies don't try to just ram you and take you out that way. Definitely comes with a lot of useful upgrades. Multiple cards in here that are nice to have even if you don't play Ferengi. There's also some good combos that work for cross-factioning as well, as I mentioned earlier, with using smugglers to steal things with the shuttle and then throw them on any ship. At the same time, smugglers works well equally on a marauder just to throw the stuff directly into play. So definitely a lot of useful stuff in here. I actually enjoy playing Ferengi, so I like the extra added options that they have now. Whether I use the shuttle itself or not, it's a decent filler ship. It has potential. In the end, it's better as what it's supposed to be, a shuttle to get stuff from here to there. Definitely a nice addition to the Ferengi, and if it's something you'd be interested in, that's really up to your personal preference, but I like it. Anyway, that's it for this one, and we'll see you in the next video.